Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome, a little moment of joy. If you like bonsai trees, I've got a treat for you. Look at this, such a cool bonsai garden. Hey, Sassy Nay, good to see you. Thanks for inviting your followers right out of the chute. Steve, good evening, good afternoon. Lucy, good afternoon. JCC, good afternoon. I've got a bunch of really cool, tiny little bonsai trees to show you guys. Some are older than me, which is pretty old. Good afternoon, everybody. You know what? This is a little moment of joy scope from a bonsai tree garden that I found in South Florida in Fort Pierce. So cool. Hey, Dale the Golfer, thanks for inviting your followers. Kaime Koda, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Look at this. This is a water jasmine that has been worked with since 1987. Hey, Marsa Calvo, good afternoon. Good to see you. Welcome. If you're new to FlowScope, do what the others are doing and introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from. I'm going to walk around a little bit and show you these really cool bonsai trees. Different adventures. Good afternoon. Great to see you this afternoon. Thanks for all your support. If you haven't yet, be sure to follow Different Adventures. Super duper Mike, awesome to see you as well. Good afternoon, everybody. Check out this really cool bonsai garden. Look at all these bonsai trees. I'm going to show you some of these, my favorites. Really awesome. Here's a Green Island ficus. It's been around since 1990. I don't know if you can really see how small these trees are. They're amazing. They're really beautiful. I'm going to take you on a little tour here. Here's an awesome dwarf jade tree since 1957. This tree has been around since 1957. Look at that. Called a Portalacari afra. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? A dwarf jade since 1957. Absolutely gorgeous. This is at a bonsai garden in Fort Pierce, Florida. If you're new to FlowScope.tv, welcome. Aren't they beautiful? I know how old it is, and it's small. Like, here's my hand. You know, I mean, it's a little tree that's so old. Look at, here's a Brazilian rain tree, okay, since 1979. They've been pruning. They all the little signs say in training since 1979. A Brazilian rain tree. Look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that magnificent? What a piece of artistry. An inner working between nature and man. Isn't that so cool? I know, Super Duper Mike, isn't that amazing? Good to see you. Another great one to follow, by the way. If you haven't followed Super Duper Mike, by the way, if you know anybody who likes this kind of cool stuff, this kind of neat stuff, feel free to invite them out, share it out. I'm going to be around here for a few minutes. I'll scope this out. I won't keep you too long, but you know, this is what we call a moment of joy scope. It's an opportunity to see something you might not otherwise see, you know, a little joy in your life, a little love. Look at this awesome, this one is a Kinman ficus since 1982. I mean, come on, 34-year-old tree? Look at that. I have a soon-to-be ex-wife that's the same age as that tree. My goodness. Wow. I know, Dale. Isn't this so cool? I mean, how often do you get to see 34-year-old trees that don't stand 1 foot tall? I mean, it's like amazing. Willow leaf ficus since 1974. Here's a tree that was started to be trained 2 years after I was born. Isn't it amazing, Donna? Look at that. Beautiful. Listen, guys, if you're new to FlowScope.tv, this is a special broadcast. What I call a moment of joy. You know, sometimes we find something amazing, something beautiful, something you wouldn't otherwise see. We just share it out. But every day I get up in the morning and I go out and show you something beautiful, you know, from wherever I am. I get up before dawn, figure it out, find something gorgeous, go somewhere neat, and share it. But this is a special scope because it's Sunday. We're going to do two more. This one and one more after this. Later on, we're going to do a sunset. around 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so stick around. By the way, my name's Sean Claesgens. My name is Sean Claesgens. I should have introduced myself. You know, Flowscope is a project for and about humanity, about human joy, you know. I think it's amazing to be able to take you guys in different places, right, Super Duper Mike? Super places that you wouldn't go otherwise. I could bring you right here. You can hear this gorgeous fountain next to me. You can get a feel for this, so how calm and serene it is here. See all these bonsai trees. This is coming to you live, by the way, from Fort Pierce, Florida, and this is Flowscope.tv. Good to see everybody. Welcome. Thanks for coming. If you know anybody who would like to see these bonsai trees or likes a beautiful garden, this is a really neat place, so now's the time to share it out. You can share it over to Twitter. If you've got friends and family on Facebook, don't forget you can share it over there. You can also invite your followers if you've got a following on Periscope. Whoever, let's get as many people to enjoy it as possible. Yes, it is what scoping's all about. So Flowscope.tv is a project for and about humanity, about human joy, about love. You know, every day I get up in the morning. I've done this. There's over 500 scopes now. In fact, I think I broke Periscope, because they don't even count. I've scoped so many scopes, they don't even count it anymore. It's over 500 now. And once it got to 500, it just stopped counting. I sent them an email and I said, hey, what's my count? And they said, well, we're working on it. Anyway, if you don't know me, my name's Sean Claesgens, and this is Flowscope.tv, and this is what I call a moment of joy. It's a special scope. It's a special on Sunday because I'm trying to hit a couple of goals today, and you guys are amazing. And I saw this, I heard about this place called a bonsai garden, and I thought, wow, what a cool thing to show the most magnificent people in the world, right, Dale? The most awesome people are Flowscopers. And if you want to be a Flowscoper, it's easy. You know, start by tapping right there into the comments, put your name in, introduce yourself. This is such a cool community of people. And yeah, and let us know where you're from. Like Christina Donafo, good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. Hi in New Jersey, welcome. Then when you're done with that, tap this little head right there, click on my profile and click follow. You know, stick around. Every single day I get up in the morning before dawn. I make a posting at our community Facebook page and on our website. Both are called Flowscope.tv, and then I go out in the world to show you something beautiful. You know, a lot of times it involves the ocean, the water, the sunrise, because that's the kind of things that I love. So I figure, why not share the beauty that I enjoy? And all for the cause of one thing, to inspire some love, some joy, some awe. Yes, I'm going to walk around, don't worry, I'm going to show the trees. Here we go, let's check it out. Look at, this is a Jaboticaba. I don't know, I'm going to show you how, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Since 1970, has been grown, Jaboticaba, since 1973. Look at this awesome bonsai tree. This tree is almost as old as I am. It was started to be trained the year after I was born. That's a long time ago, by the way. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, Kaime Koda, you are definitely older than me. No question about that. Here's a Kinman ficus. Look at the artistry. Isn't it beautiful? It's amazing how they do these. You know, they prune it and they trim it, and there's some that have little wires on them, and they put it in this special pot. So gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. It's like a beautiful combination of artistry from man and nature working together. That tree is 33 years old. I mean, wow. They are not very big at all, Vina. Isn't that awesome? They keep them, that's the whole point. It's called a bonsai. They trim it and they prune it and they keep it in these cool little pots. Here's a willow leaf ficus. Look at that gorgeous roots. Exactly, such a shallow pot. That's how they do it. It doesn't have any root depth. Look at that. Look at down at the base of this. Isn't that cool? It looks like a full-grown giant tree, but here, I'll show you. There's my hand. I mean, it's not very big. It's tiny. They're standing on a big stand. I don't know how long they can last, Vina. I mean, there are a couple here I'm going to show you if you stick around that are started in the 50s and the 60s. I mean, it's like, geez, I guess they could last for a long, long time. Hundreds of years, says Kaimea Koda. I'll believe her. Look at these willow leaf ficus. Aren't they gorgeous? I mean, they make such a pretty... And look, see, here's some, like... See how they have, like, they're training it? They have some wires and some cords around the stump and things. And then they keep it in these little pots. Here's one, willow leaf ficus since 1979. Isn't that gorgeous? So beautiful. You know, what a piece of artistry. What an interesting piece of work this is. It takes a lot of time. Oh, you're so welcome, Ijesno. You guys are amazing, by the way. Thanks for coming and spending a little bit of time. I know how precious your time is. But thanks for taking a minute and enjoy this magnificent world we live in. I just thought this was so cool because it's such a neat combination of beauty between nature and art. It's awesome. Chap the man, good to see you. Listen, if you're new to Flowscope.tv, guys, please introduce yourself. Flowscope is an amazing, amazing community of the most amazing people on earth. So if you want to become a Flowscoper, you only have to do two things. Basically, you have to introduce yourself here to the community, and then you have to tap that little head with the hearts flying out of it, and tap on my profile and stick around, click follow, and then come back. You know, every single day I come out in the morning and I show you something beautiful. But today, this is a special scope. This is what I call a moment of joy. See, look at how they've got these cords and these metal wrapping wire things that they're holding the branches with. They're training it, they call it. Training this one. This one's been in training since 1991. You'd think it would learn by now, but I guess not. Wow. Another willow leaf ficus. These are some of my favorite. Ancient Chinese bonsai. I know. Isn't it beautiful? A bonus scope. I know, Dale. You know, it's a Sunday special. I love you guys. I want to show you something cool that you don't normally see. You know, I want to make it easy for you to enjoy, to inspire some awe. Yeah, Super Duper Mike, I know you are, man. Thank you. And thanks for inviting your followers and for sharing. You guys are awesome. Look at this beautiful tree. I mean, this is a black olive tree. It's been in training since 1992. Oh, I know. Aren't the black olives? They're almost my favorite. Wait till you see these bougainvillea. I mean, bougainvillea can be this big, kind of ugly-looking bush. Look at this thing. It's absolutely magnificent. It's been in training since 1989. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, thank you. That's awesome, chap. Thank you. You want me to go back? Here, I'll go back. That's fine. Take a photo. Don't forget you can screenshot just like you normally would. You know, on iPhone, just press your home button and your power button. I think it's the same on the Android these days. You can share it, save it, share it over to Twitter. As soon as you do it, it'll send a little message that says share it if you want, if you have a Twitter following. You can also screenshot it and save it for later. Make it your backdrop on your phone or something. Look at that. That is so cool. You know, I can promise you it's not going to be a very long scope because I don't have that much battery, but I will tell you that I just wanted to interrupt your pattern, interrupt your Sunday, and bring you some joy, bring you some love, bring you something that you wouldn't normally see. You know, and I'll be back later today. I promise you that. I'm going to do a sunset scope. So if you want to see a beautiful sunset from South Florida, stick around with me, you know. Tap the little head there, tap on my profile, and click follow. Flowscope.tv is a project for and about humanity, about human joy, human love. It's about sharing some time together, you know? Yeah, I know, Super Duper Mike. I love your scopes. You share a lot. That's awesome. You know, if you guys like Periscope and you like Super Duper Mike's all over Periscope, and he shares out some of the best broadcasts, don't forget to follow him. I've never met him, but he seems like a really cool guy. Look at this willow leaf ficus. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? From England. They must be from the UK, huh, Super Duper? Look at that. That's from 1978. Again, I'll show you my hand. I mean, it's not a very big tree. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? Beautiful piece of artwork, and nature and human beings working together. Oh, different adventures. You know what? This is a different adventure right here. And you're welcome for the unexpected gift. You know, I do that regularly. I call those a moment of joy scope. But every morning I get up and I do some postings and I go out in the world and I find something beautiful to show you. Something beautiful to see. Let me walk around a little bit here and show you some cool stuff. Look, I got to show you this one over here, because this tree over here is a good, almost, let's see, been in training since 1961. This is more than 10 years older than I am. Oh, Annapurna, aloha. Good afternoon. Look at these bonsai. These amazing bonsai that I found at this bonsai garden. By the way, I'm in Fort Pierce, Florida today, enjoying this magnificent garden, and they have this bonsai garden. It's all about this guy, James J. Smith. Here's the man that started the whole thing and brought it down to this area. He's from Indiana. Bonsai collection at Heathcote Botanical Gardens. So if you're ever in South Florida, in Fort Pierce, come check it out. I mean, the air, I don't know about you guys, but I love the forest. I love nature. I love the beauty of nature. And trees, you know how they have that spirit, that soul, that feeling? Well, these bonsai trees are the same way. They're like little tiny dwarfs, but they have this big presence. You were born in 1962. Exactly. I mean, look at this tree. Doesn't even stand 4 feet tall. It's so beautiful, so magnificent. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Thanks for coming. You guys are awesome, and thank you for tapping all those hearts. Thanks for inviting your followers to join us. Thanks for sharing it over to Twitter. This is just a quick, what I call a moment of joy scope. A scope just to show you something neat, something different, something that you may not otherwise see. And to share some love and some time, a few minutes. I'm not going to take that much of your time, but yeah, some words of joy. You know, Flowscope is a project for and about humanity. I happen to believe that technology is misused. I think that humanity is missing and lacking some ethics, some integrity. So when I saw Periscope and I saw the opportunity to share, to connect with people, to use technology to make a connection, the poem's growing out of my head. Isn't that awesome, Anna? Look at that. I mean, you see how awesome these bonsai are? How often do you get to see that? I know, isn't it beautiful? Thanks, Anna. You know what? You guys are amazing. I love you guys forever. So enjoy. I'm going to walk you around a little bit more here and show you this bonsai garden. It's at the Heathcote Botanical Gardens in Fort Pierce, Florida, which is way down in the southeastern part of the United States. Aves, babes. I love your name, Aves Babes 253. Welcome. If you're new to Flowscope.tv, please do 2 quick things. Become a Flowscoper. Tap in the comments here. Introduce yourself. Tell us your name, where you're from in the world. You know, Flowscope has got a community of amazing people like Dale the golfer. He lives in Michigan. There's no bonsai tree down there, you know. And also, after you do that, tap this little head right there. Avery. Oh, Aves, I love it. Oh, Avery's a beautiful name. Well, we'll call you Aves then, if that's what you like to be called. Welcome. And tap that little head there and click on my profile and click follow. You know, I can't even tell you how many scopes I've done, over 500 now, but for the last 7 months, every single day, I come out in the world and I show you something beautiful. In the morning, I call it a morning wake-up. Oh, cool, techno. If you haven't been to this botanical garden here, come and check it out. It is so beautiful. David. Oh, you know what, David? That's awesome. I'm just learning your name. I call you Jesno. Jesno. Hey, David. Thanks for following, by the way. Thanks. There are so many followers. We're almost to 1,500. In fact, that's part of my goal today. So if you have anybody you can invite, if you have friends on Periscope you can invite in, or you can share it over to Twitter or share it over to Facebook and share this cool bonsai garden with them and encourage them to become followers, that would be awesome, because I want so many people to be touched. You know, all I want to do really is touch people. I want to spend a few minutes with you. I want to connect and say, hey, I love you guys. Check out this magnificent world that we live in. I think humanity is missing that. I think we're missing the stop and smell the roses part. The, hey, buddy, nice to see you. I love you. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. So let's bring it back. Let's make a change, you know. Flowscope.tv is about humanity, joy, love, awe. So check this out. Check out. Look at this. Here's a Simpson stopper. This tree has been trained since 1983. And to give you an idea, there's a stand. Look at how they do that with those little thin pots. And then they prune it and they trim it back. I mean, some of the most amazing looking things that you'd ever want to see. Look at this. Look at these willow leaf ficus. I love how the base of them are. Oh, well, you know what, Frankie, bonjour. You can use the translator if you like, afterward. Tumas from Finland, welcome. I'm so glad you're a follower. Thanks for coming, and regularly, too. Do you guys have these awesome bonsai trees over there? Even if you do, you know, this has been in my backyard and I never came over here. So hopefully you enjoy this. Look at that gorgeous tree right there. That tree's been trimmed and been pruned and been in that pot growing since 1975. Willow leaf ficus. And there's a little lizard there that lives on it. You see that? You guys see him there? This guy, he says, this is my home. Look at how big that's a little lizard. Look at how small that tree is since 1975. Isn't that amazing? I do have to warn you guys, my battery is low, so if I lose you all of a sudden, don't forget to come back around 7 p.m. That's in a few hours from now. I'll be recharged and we're going to do an awesome sunset scope from South Florida. Look at that lizard right there. He says, I want to be a flow scoper. You're welcome. David, I remember. Hi, Jesno. You know, there's a lot of people, amazing people from around the world that are flow scopers, and anybody that's followed us for 5 months is definitely a flow scoper. By the way, if you want to check out the replays, there's a beautiful sunrise this morning. Also a gorgeous spot in Jupiter Island called Blowing Rocks. There's 3 scopes plus yesterday's sunset scope. So right now there are 4 replays live on Periscope, and there's almost 500 replays live on Catch. Now you saw the lizard, right? You didn't see him at first, did you? Watch this. Look at this little thing. Look at that guy. Just hanging out there. He says, hey, you're a little bit close, but yeah. He says, welcome, welcome, flow scopers. Look at this Texas ebony tree. Isn't that beautiful? Look at how gorgeous that is. Isn't this amazing? This is real artistry. You know, people and nature working together like this in a symbiotic relationship. That's what we need. Isn't he got good camouflage? I know, he was hard to see, wasn't it? Look at this weeping fig tree. Looks like some gigantic old... I mean, it's been around since 1986. It's pretty awesome. Here, I'm going to bring you over and show you some others around the corner here. Meanwhile, in case you don't know, my name's Sean Claesgens, and you found Flowscope.tv. Welcome. Thanks for coming, by the way. This is a bonsai botanical garden in Fort Pierce, Florida. And this is a scope that I call a moment of joy. You know, every now and then I just interrupt your day. I turn on the scope, no announcements, none of that kind of stuff. I just turn it on to show you something beautiful, something different, something you might not otherwise see. And today I thought, well, I had heard about this bonsai garden, but I had no idea how magnificent and beautiful it would be. So anyway, if you're new to Flowscope.tv, please introduce yourself. Flowscope's an amazing community of people. And you can type your name right in that little comment there. Let us know where you're from in the world. And yeah, bonsai bonus scope, Dale, exactly. Thanks so much for tapping all the hearts, by the way. I'm going to show you some more of these bonsai trees, and then I'm going to run for now. But I'll be back later for a sunset scope this evening. Hey, Mac One Time, good evening. Yes, and of course, absolutely JCC, every morning, every single morning I get up and I go out before dawn and I find a gorgeous morning, and I do what I call a morning wake-up scope. So if you love nature, you love beauty, you love the sea, you love the sun, you love the moon, you love cool things like bonsai trees, don't go anywhere. Become a flow scoper. Tap on that little head there, click on my profile and follow us. Stick around, you won't be disappointed. Check. Cool. Mac One Time equals Mitch. Hey Mitch, good to see you. Look at this beautiful ficus since 1985. Or here's another willow leaf ficus since 1980. Look at how beautiful that is. Yes, off Savannah Road, exactly, in Fort Pierce. Oh, cool, an artist, a poet. Well, you know what? On Flowscope.tv has a community page on Facebook. You are more than welcome to post any of your artwork, your poetry, your pictures. Anybody can. Anybody who wants to be a flowscoper can follow us here and can like our community page on Facebook. If you go to flowscope.tv, just type that right in the search at the top of the Facebook page. You'll find our community page, like and follow it, and then post your cool stuff there. There's an amazing community of people that love, love, love. Look at this Nia. This thing is amazing. Look at how tiny the leaves are. Look at, that's my fingers, and they're kind of thick. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thanks for coming and enjoying the bonsais with me. I didn't know if you guys really would like it, but hey, what the heck. I think it's just beautiful. It's such such artwork, such artistry, and a combo of nature and man working together. I mean, look at some of these trees. This tree's been trained since 1974. Oh, isn't that a beautiful tree? Look at that Kaimei Koda. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. I hope you guys can see it okay. These little pots that they use, it's just such a artistry, and they train them. They have these wires. I'll find you one that has the wires on it that in training. I mean, look at that. They just have such presence, such spirit. Look at this, look at this. Look at that. So beautiful. Look at this buttonwood tree. That's a buttonwood tree. I mean, those things get to be huge. It's in this little pot, hanging out. And see on here, that has some of that wire that they use to train it. It's like right on the stump there. They wrap it around, and so cool. Such a beautiful thing. A bow tree. Look at that. That is so neat. Look at this thing. What a beautiful, beautiful specimen that is. Look at the little tiny moss that's growing around it. Doesn't that just look like some ancient tree? That's been grown and trained since 1980. This one's cool too. Amazing. Oh, good. Well, that's good to hear, Dale. I'm sure that he's going to be okay. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, well, I promised it wouldn't be a long scope. I just wanted to show you this magnificent, beautiful garden of bonsais. Look at that jade tree. Isn't that gorgeous? Such a beautiful, beautiful tree. Yeah, no kidding, David. I know. It's like, it is just amazing, isn't it? All right, you guys. Well, you know what? I'm going to wrap this up for right now, but I'll be back for at least one more scope today for a Sunday super special. Sunset at around 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so about 3 or 4 hours. So if you haven't yet, please click on that little head, click on my profile and click follow. And if you missed it or you're just coming on and you want to see some cool bonsai trees, go back and watch the replay. It'll be up for 24 hours. I'm going to walk you around and show you a couple more. My phone is going to die very soon. Thank you, Super Duper Mike. You do some awesome scopes too. Tap that profile there. Super Duper Mike is an awesome sharer. He shares all kinds of cool stuff. So anyway, Flowscope.tv is a project for and about humanity, about human love, human joy. We have a website and a Facebook community page. Both are called Flowscope.tv, FLOSCOPE.tv. Thank you, Kaimea Koda. Exactly how Kaimea Koda put it there. So you can find information, you can find links to our replays, links to our archives, links to our GoFundMe.com Flowscope, and help us to build the mission. Oh, Point of View, there's my friend, Point of View inviting their followers. Wow, that's awesome. Another great aloha, we should say, to Point of View. Point of View has point of viewers, and he scopes every day from out in Hawaii. Amazing. Yes, Hawaii. If you love beautiful sunrises, you like to see some volcanoes, tap there on Point of View's scope and follow that. He's amazing. He also shares a ton, just like Super Duper Mike. And these guys, they know periscopes. So if you want to find some cool scopes around, they know how to find those top scopes. By the way, I can't tell you how I'm so close to 1 million hearts that you guys have tapped. I have to stop and just say thank you very much for that. And this is just the tail end of what I call a Moment of Joy scope. There'll be one more Moment of Joy Sunday special scope this evening that's going to be amazing. It'll be like yesterday. We had almost 500 participants on our sunset scope last night, all at once. We had 675. So if you haven't, be sure to tap that little head and click follow. Stick around. Check out our website at flowscope.tv or check out our community page. I post links always to the replays there. There's 4 or 5 really cool replays right now. There's archives, almost 500 archived videos you can see at catch.me, so there's links to all that stuff. And meanwhile, this is an awesome botanical garden in Fort Pierce, Florida, and a really cool bonsai display. So check it out. Look at this. Look at this Ficus exotica. This tree has been shaped since 1978. Isn't that amazing? It's standing on a stand, you know. Here, I'll show you my hand. It's not very big. Isn't that cool? I know. Isn't that awesome, Point of View? It's so neat. This garden is so cool. I mean, here's a tree since 1981. Look at that. I'll show you my hand. I mean, it's about the size of my hand. Oh, cool, Dale. Well, I'm glad you did, and I hope you have a super afternoon this Sunday. And I'll see you guys later for an awesome sunset scope tonight at around 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's in about 3-4 hours, somewhere in that vicinity. No, it's not dead. That tree's not dead. That's a crepe myrtle. None of them are dead. This whole garden is just full of these magnificent trees. Look at that. There's a Texas ebony. Isn't that awesome? So cool, I think. These willow leaf ficus are just beautiful. Look at the way that comes out. They keep them in this really thin pot. It's such a neat piece of artistry. It's such a cool combo to me between nature and man. You know, they prune them and they trim them and they tie them up with these wires, and they have these beautiful pots they match it with. That tree has been in training since 1976. I mean, it's 40 years old. That's amazing, isn't it? Look at, here's one from 1981. Bicentennial tree. I know, they're here. Here's a 1979. Look at that. Look at that beautiful tree. Unbelievable. Gorgeous. Well, I'm probably running out of battery, and maybe I've lost some of you in your focus. So, but here I'm going to show you a couple of more, and then we'll wrap it up. These are all outdoors. It's at this beautiful botanical garden in Fort Pierce, Florida. I'm way down on the southeastern part of the United States. It's in Fort Pierce, Mike. Fort Pierce, Florida, on Savannah Road. And it's a bonsai garden as part of a whole botanical garden. And I heard about it and I thought, you know, what a cool moment of joy, special scope for you guys that you would really enjoy, I thought. Don't forget, you can take some screenshots of these cool trees. Oh, and here's a lizard hanging out too. See this ficus since 1980? There, you get these little lizards are tiny. You get an idea how big that tree is. Look at that. Beautiful, right? Don't forget, you can screenshot, you can share it over to Twitter, you can save it for your backdrop. Here's a willow leaf ficus that's been in training since 1975. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Wow. I mean, and it's standing on a table. I'll show you my hand next to it. Look at that. That's 1975 it's been in training. Willow leaf ficus. Isn't it beautiful, Jamie? Hey, Jamie, good evening or good afternoon. Great to see you. I'm glad you could make it on. Don't forget, you can quiet the comments and you can take some screenshots of these if you'd like to save them for your backdrop, save them for your... You can share them over. Yeah, you made it. Awesome, Jamie. Good to see you. Mrs. Calvert is an amazing flow scoper. Look at how beautiful this is. This is just a quick moment of joy scope, you know. Show you something different, show you something awesome. I'm going to be back around 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so if you guys like to have a nice sunset this evening, I would love to have a million people in it to enjoy the sunset with me from South Florida. I'm going to find someplace gorgeous, someplace beautiful, and show you a final moment of joy and special scope for Sunday. So be around in a little while. If I lose you guys, my phone's getting low on charge, so if I lose you, I'm sorry, but we're coming to the end of this scope anyway. And if you missed it, go back and watch the replay. I've shown almost every single one of these. There's got to be 40 plus trees here. Amazing, beautiful little bonsai trees in a botanical garden in Fort Pierce, Florida. It's just awesome. Look at that. That's a Green Island ficus. One of my favorites is this dwarf jade tree. This tree has been in training since 1957. This tree is 50 been in training for 50 years. Look at my hand. I mean, it's barely bigger than, it's not even 3 feet tall. It's 50 years old. What a beautiful artistry. Wow, I know, right, Jamie? Isn't it awesome? Well, guys, thank you so much for coming. Thanks for spending some time with me. This has been a moment of joy scope from Fort Pierce, Florida, in a bonsai garden. Oh, we'll follow you, Jamie. I'll follow you. Jamie's so cool. I'm hoping, Jamie, that you're going to join one of my challenge groups. I hear you like to work out. Small hands, small tree. Well, you know what, Mike? They're not really that small, my hands. I kind of have thick hands. But the trees are small. I hope you will, Jamie. I really hope you will. I have a challenge group starting April 5th. I'm hoping you're going to join it. Look at that. Yeah, take some screenshots. Don't forget. You can do it from the comfort of your home. It's an online thing. And when it starts April 5th with a 3-day refresh, which is a cleanse. It's an awesome cleanse. And then we'll talk about it. Let's connect. Let's talk about it. That's really, I didn't mean to bring it up on the scope. I'm sorry. I try not to, you know, I don't want to do anything to ever spoil Flowscope.tv. Flowscope is a mission for and about humanity. Oh, yeah, you'll love this 3-day refresh. It's amazing. This tree is since 1978. Look at that. In training. So it's really older than that because it's been in training since 1978. And by in training, they mean they put it into the pot there. It's in these really thin pots. And they tie them up and they put wire on them and they trim them and prune them. Just beautiful. It's like this amazing combination of humanity and artistry and nature. It's like, oh gosh, I love it. Here's a black olive tree. I love that one too. Isn't that gorgeous? I'll show you the name of the place real quick before we shut it down here. Look at this dwarf jade tree growing off a rock. Now look, there's like no potted soil or anything. It's like on a rock, literally. Okay, there's not a pot. There's nothing. It's just on a rock. Dwarf jade since 1978. I mean, are you kidding me? Look at that. Isn't that awesome? It's incredible. And this one just blows me away. 1961. Dwarf jade. That tree is 45 years. It's been in training. It sits on a table. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. And this guy we can credit this guy, James J. Smith. He's kind of the impetus. He's a master of bonsai. He's from Indiana. He started at 25, you can see there. He bought some seeds and started doing it. None of them actually worked, but 5'1". Yeah, no, they're small. These trees are small compared to you, Jamie. James J. Smith, and this is the Heathcote Botanical Gardens in Fort Pierce, Florida. Really beautiful spot. So if you'd like to see more, hey, Mark, I see you're coming on kind of late, but be sure to go back and watch the replay. It's a gorgeous bonsai garden and botanical garden and bonsai garden that I found. Just a quick moment of joy scope. Well, not that quick. It ended up being kind of long. I showed you every single tree in the place because I love them. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's your dad's name. Well, is that your dad? Is he a bonsai master by any chance, Mike? Look at that. This is in Fort Pierce, Florida on Savannah Road at Heathcote Botanical Gardens, and it's the bonsai garden. Amazing, these trees. I mean, this tree right here has been trimmed for 40 years. Isn't that beautiful? Such a gorgeous, gorgeous thing. Here's one from 1975, 41 years. Let me show you. Look at my hand. I mean, that's my hand. It's not, you can see how small these trees are. They're amazing. They're on tables. Isn't that beautiful? No, I know, they're not. They have to be in these pots to keep them to this size, I guess, Mark. That's the whole thing, is that they're in these special thin pots that keep the roots small and keep the bases, and they just, look at how beautiful that is. Okay, well, I've kept you guys long enough this afternoon, but listen, this is Flowscope.tv, and this is what it's all about. This is a moment of joy scope. I don't do these every day, but what I do every day is I get up in the morning and I do what I call a morning wake up. And the point is just human joy, human love, you know, something awesome, to show you something beautiful, something magnificent, to say, hey, stop and smell the roses with me. Or today, stop and see the trees with me, the mini trees. So, if you're new to Flowscope, be sure to do two things. Tap in the comments here, introduce yourself. Second, tap that little head, click on my profile, and click follow. Keep the notifications on, stick around. My name's Claesgens, and this is Flowscope.tv, and this has been a moment of joy, coming to you live from the Heathcote Botanical Gardens in Fort Pierce, Florida, and it's a beautiful scope about bonsais. So if we missed you, if you missed it, if you're just coming on, thank you for sharing, Hegemana. That's awesome. If you're just coming on, go back and watch the replays. Don't forget, I post links to them at our website and on our community page, floscope.tv. In fact, you can find all kinds of information there about Flowscope, our mission. You can support us. You can watch this replay and the 4 others for Sunday specials that I've done today. And then I'll be back tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a magnificent and super sunset scope. So have a joyful afternoon. We'll see you a little later for a beautiful scope from Florida. And I love you guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for all of your support, the tapping of all the hearts. I send all this love and hearts right back at you. And thanks for your joy, your share, your comments, your interaction, your time. I know your time is valuable. I really appreciate that you spend some time with me. Thank you, Jamie. Kisses and hugs and love right back at every single one of you. Thanks so much for being amazing human beings. So Flowscope is a project for humans, about humans, and human joy, human awe, love. So stick around. Don't miss it. You know, on Facebook there's a community page. I can't encourage you enough to post your little beautiful shots, your pictures, your videos, your artwork, your whatever you do or love, whatever inspires joy, awe, magnificence in you, share it there. I'm sure others will like it. And meanwhile, come back and spend time with the most amazing community on earth. We call them Flowscopers here at Flowscope.tv. Every morning I go out and I broadcast from wherever I am in the world. I get up early before dawn. I find something beautiful to show you, something magnificent. I have something to say, and I share to inspire some joy, some awe, some love. So stick around. I love you guys. My name's Sean, in case you don't know, floscope.tv, Flowscope.tv. We have a website. We have a, yes, Dale, you're a Flowscoper for sure. As a matter of fact, there are some platinum Flowscopers on here today, like Kai Mayakoda, Mark Stenquist. You guys are amazing. I didn't see if Mark Fishbeck was on there or Jay Globalman. But if you support the mission and you follow us on Facebook and you follow us on Periscope and you comment and interact regularly, then you can become a platinum Flowscoper too. I know you will, Dale. And thank you guys for everything that you do. You know, it's amazing. Every little share, every little invite, every little heart, every little comment means something to me. You know, I want to stop for 1 second and just say thank you. You're important and I appreciate you. I appreciate your interaction. You know, I'm on a mission. I think we can shift humanity. I think we can make life better. I really, really do. And I've dedicated my life to that. And so Flowscope is about using technology to connect, using technology to inspire some awe, some joy, some ethics, some integrity. So stick around, be a follower, be a friend, be a part of our family. Flowscope.tv is a family of love, of joy. So thanks so much for coming and checking out the bonsais. If you missed it, go back and watch the replay. It ended up being quite a bit longer than I thought it was going to be. But I wanted to share this amazing, cool thing as a moment of joy scope. I'll do one more moment of joy scope and one more scope at least today at sunset at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I would love it if everybody could show up, if you could bring your friends and family, share it out, let us have the biggest scope ever, because I'm trying to cross 1 million hearts and 1,500 followers, and that would be awesome if we could do that today or soon. So, but anyway, every one of you counts. It doesn't matter how many we have total. It is a family, and it is a fantastic family. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Look at this. FLOSCOPE.TV. Don't miss it. You can check us out online or on Facebook. Same name. Type it in your browser. Type it in your search engine. Type it in the search on Facebook. Find us out. Find our pages. Explore. Check it out. Post your beautiful artwork, your beautiful pictures. Interact. Communicate. Connect with the community. And let's make humanity the best it's ever been. Okay, everybody, have a magnificent Sunday. We'll see you around 7 p.m. If you missed it, go back and watch the replay. It's really cool. Lots of cool trees. And I love you guys.